Welcome to the Video Club's Spotlight number 15. In these spotlights, we show off some of the creative talents of one or more of our club members. Now, the first film I'm going to show you today, I made many years ago. Some friends of mine invited me to tag along on a duck hunting trip. I agreed if I could bring my camera. The location is a place called Tule Lake. It's a large marshy area during certain times of the year, and it's on a flyway for all the ducks and geese going back and forth. Now, one nice thing about video is that when you capture a special event, you have that memory forever. Here is Tule Lake. One of the valuable features of making videos is that we can make memories permanent, as I've said before. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a video of all the important people in our life? Chuck Hale was very smart, and he put together this memorial of his wife, who we lost in 2010.
A little girl was born on October 14, 1942, right in the middle of the bombing of Berlin, Germany, and she survived. Her name was Dorothea, and she was 18 years old when the Berlin Wall went up. It was on October the 6th, 1962, that I first asked this young, cute Fräulein to dance. A year after that dance, I proposed marriage by mail. She accepted by mail, sent a diamond ring through the mail, and we had a 10-month-long engagement period by mail. Anyone that would fly 6,500 miles to marry an ex-GI has to have a lot of courage. Any woman that would hike slot canyons in their 60s has got to either be courageous or very, very foolish. Thanks to what I learned in the Laguna Woods Video Club, we were able to preserve old 8mm films and family history. Dorothea just loved to travel. In fact, she was the manager of a travel agency in Berlin, Germany before we got married. And when we got married, she dragged me all over the place, whether it was by car or by cruise. That woman loved to travel. Over a 51-year period, Dorothea went on 90 cruises. I went on only 78. I came in second place. For all of her life, Dorothea has always been involved with some type of social service. She worked for the social service here in Laguna Woods for 14 years. She would visit a shut-in once a week, making sure that they were eating properly and their health was okay. Living conditions were good. On Fridays, you would find Dorothea answering the telephone at City Hall. She loved to volunteer for everything. She ended up taking a shift every Wednesday at the library. The most volunteering woman I ever met. Dorothea believed that being of service to others was an act of God. She loved to help others. On April 14, 2016, Dorothea suffered a massive aneurysm to the head. She was transported to the hospital immediately and stayed in a coma for 5 days. Dorothea went home to God on April 19th, 2016. A wonderful, beautiful 51-year marriage. She was the most courageous woman I had ever met.
This next film shows another example of a memorialization of a good friend. This film is by Cheryl Martin, and I think it's a very good example of how you can preserve memories of somebody who was important to you in your life. This film is titled A Day with Hank.
Let me introduce to you a special man. His name is Henry Amin, who goes by the name of Hank. He is the son of Lebanese immigrants who came to America in the early 1930s seeking the American dream. What do I find in Hank that is so admirable and worthy to talk about? Well, he's 84 years old and still works as a fireman at Disneyland. In fact, he's worked there now for 57 years. Wanting to learn more, I decided I'd spend the day with him, hoping I could discover some secret recipe to health, wellness, and perpetual job security. We went through his old family picture albums while I asked a few questions about his youth and young adult years. He spoke with respect for his father, who started a deli and restaurant in Cleveland. Let's hear what Hank had to say about their hard work.
If I look up, I look up at my dad because he had a lot of work ethics. He was a hard worker. I always said if you put a bed in where he worked, he would have slept there all night because he really wanted to go. He wanted to really fit in with America. He wanted to be a patriotic citizen.
Later, he showed me some of the awards he received from Disneyland. He had them showcased in a lovely curio cabinet. I especially liked his 50th anniversary award of a bronze Mickey Mouse painting Hank's portrait. He relayed heartwarming stories of his years in the Air Force, then marrying the love of his life, Mary Ann, starting a family, and moving to California in search of a career. Finding work was a challenge. But with perseverance and the desire to provide a good life for his family, he got work as a fireman at the Garden Grove Fire Department, which led to him getting a job as a fireman at Disneyland. Throughout the day, I found myself admiring Hank more and more. He's such a man of heart. As we talked further, he broke into tears over the recent loss of his Mary Ann. Quickly recovering, we went off to the gym. I had the privilege of taking part in his daily routine, which included swimming 40 laps across the pool. Working out with weights. Then I captured him in action while he jogged. I couldn't believe he actually jogged 4 miles a day. Now I understand how he managed to win the Disney running marathons. At the end of the day, Hank showed me a tree in his yard where he hung a wind chime he dedicated to his wife. He said when the chimes would ring, he felt her presence with him. As I drove home and reviewed this wonderful day, I think I found Hank's secret to living a full, healthy life. Be passionate about what you do. Maintain a youthful spirit. Remain loyal to helping others. Exercise daily. And love big.
So you can see there are lots of ways you can use video to provide yourself with great memories of people that were important to you in your life. The next film is another example. We try and provide tools and help and encouragement in the video club for people who want to do this sort of thing. This next film is by Lucy Parker, who's very active in the club, and it's called Traveling Light.
Dorothy Byrne is a friend of mine from St. Petersburg, Florida, and a wonderful ragtime piano player. She's also a great and late traveler. In her 70s and 80s, Dorothy has gone all over the world, sometimes with a friend, sometimes with a group, and sometimes by herself. She's been to Turkey, Ireland, Mexico, Eastern Europe, and most recently China and South Africa. When I have traveled with Dorothy, she schlepped a whole lot less luggage than I did. I wanted to find out her secrets for packing light. I caught up with Dorothy at a Greyhound bus terminal in Southern California. Dorothy travels with a backpack and a carry-on, and that is pretty much it. This doesn't happen by accident. She's thought this out.
Yes, I've certainly thought it out, but how I put it in the suitcase is just throw it.
How many days of clothing do you think you carry?
I carry 3 to 4 bottoms, generally all black, 4 to 5 tops.
And how about underwear for how many
I
days?
take 3 pairs of underwear,
3 pairs?
wash them out every night.
How about a nightie? 1, 2?
1, and it's lightweight.
And a bathing suit?
2 pairs of shoes, walking shoes.
Oh yeah, the dressy shoes double as slippers? Okay. How about your toiletries?
Well, I have toothpaste in there, a couple of tubes of antibiotic ointment, a travel size deodorant. Size, I don't care what brand I'm using. So I'm all natural as far as beauty is concerned.
How about your electronics? You have the Kindle, the laptop,
Cell phone, a small camera, not a
cell phone and a small camera. So that's your electronic setup. And what do you put in the backpack?
I have my papers that I might need, a little bottle of peanuts, soy nuts, and mixture, little water bottle in there. I can just tip it up, and I've got a little flashlight.
What about your laptop? Do you carry your laptop in there for safety?
I carry the laptop in this rather rugged purse.
Oh, there's a third bag I didn't know about.
My purse.
Let's take a look at that. What's in
Well,
there?
it just barely hits the computer and the Kindle.
Can you show us how this cane adjusts? Oh, it's.
Don't call that a cane. I don't need a cane.
Oh, take it back, Dorothy. Tell me what it is then.
It's a mountain walking stick.
And she uses it for balance, she says.
Well, I have an eye problem and I don't want to fall. Incidentally, there's a little neck pillow in there. There is allegedly a rain jacket in there, and I carry a poncho here.
What about when you travel in the winter? It makes it a little bit more difficult, I guess.
Very much so. I haven't done any extensive travel in the winter period. No
The secret
time.
of your success is travel in the summer. Well, thank you, Dorothy. Maybe I will take a cue from you because you just are ready to go and you go everywhere.
Well, the reality is I cannot handle that much luggage. This is do it or not travel.
Well, you're definitely going to travel, so thanks, Dorothy.
I hope so.
Well, I have to admit that the next film has nothing to do with memories particularly. We had this little bit at the end of the time period to fill, and the only thing we could find was this next one, so you're going to have to listen to it. Maybe you've been on a tour and there's a large group of you and there's a tour guide who's trying to tell you what's going on, but so many of you, you're spread out, and maybe there are other tour groups around. It's just very hard to hear what the heck the tour guide is telling you. Well, one solution to that is for the tour guide to have a radio microphone, and then each of their group have earphones, and that way pick up the sound easily.
There's a big problem with a large group tour to a popular place like Egypt. The problem is trying to hear what the guide is saying when there's so much other tourist noise.
To ancient Arabic traditions on this mount,
This problem was partially solved on this tour because each of us wore a radio receiver and an earpiece.
So we have Adam on the top of a mount, while here we have Atum on the top of a mount. Edfu, Kumambo, Dendera, Luxor, and officials for worshiping.
The problem was painful in highly reflective rooms.
Quite possible it was used by the high priest. The inner sanctum, the sanctum, the holy of the holies, was open just for the high
And in this case, I was quite close to the guide. What if I was in the back of our group?
and it was always put in the shrine, and the shrine was on a sacred boat with hands in special the statue outside, the statue of the god Horus, to celebrate some festival, then the people can interact with their god. The shrine has got a frieze of cobra snakes at the top.
As bad as the quality of the sound system was, it was a necessity.
Well, that does it for Spotlight number 15. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.